So let's see who's gonna come today. Claire said that she cannot join today.
Hi, gang.
Hey, Suga. Is it Sugar or Suga, by the way?
Yeah, it's actually Suga. Yeah, it's it comes from my name. Jess, are you recording this call? I'll explain it in a private message.
You don't want to be open about your real name?
Yes. Well, no, that is my real name, Suga. In any case, it's Suga,
Okay. Where does
and
the name come from?
nothing to do with sugar,
Okay.
for example. Yeah, by origin, it's Polish, even though it
Ah,
has. I know it doesn't seem like it. It has. Well, the spelling's been changed from when my family came to America. Whenever, like 100 years ago. So, and that's
oh.
all I'll put on the record. So,
No, yeah, fine, fine. I thought you were French because you live in Paris.
yeah, no, I just live here. Um, in fact, the Polish side of my family, because Americans, we don't really have identities in the same way. So my name is Polish, but that side of my family, that's only like a very small part of my heritage. My father was like himself was half or is half Polish, half German American.
Oh,
And
wow.
on the German side, I think that is only a quarter. You know what I mean? That's just
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
really a part of the background.
Okay.
Yeah, so not French though. I think I may be a tiny bit French, like 500 years ago or something.
Okay. We all are, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And what about? So I know you're German, I guess. And Ahmad, are you from where you live?
No, actually, so my dad is from Jordan, so he is Palestinian Jordanian, and my mother is from the US, and I think she's originally Scottish. Originally, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Originally, like 300 years ago.
Yeah, like a long time ago. Yeah.
Where do
Oh
you live, Ahmad?
wow!
I live in the UAE, in
Ah, okay.
Dubai. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to Monique on Monday, yesterday, for quite a while, and I was not aware of the fact that he's in Tehran.
Yeah. We have quite a few of our developers are actually there. Like I think at least
Yeah,
5 or 6 of them.
he said lots of Persians. I was not aware of
Mm.
that.
Mm.
And where are you,
But
Jess? Okay.
okay, that's better than intentions and distractions. What we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's a fun way to.
Nikolai, Lauren, we're just doing a round of where we come from and where we live now.
Oh, beautiful. I can go since I'm unmuted. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I live right now in Costa Rica, Diamante Valley. And actually, I'm going to be moving tomorrow to the mountain, Chiripo Mountain. It's much colder and a lot of rain right now.
Okay.
And I come from Czech.
From the Czech Republic. Okay.
Yeah. And I came to just, join you guys for the call today. To basically, I'm trying to get to know you all better and understand what everybody's skills and specialties are and what everybody's working on and where can I work more too.
Okay.
That's also my intention for coming and joining this call with you today. And I'll pass it to Lauren.
Oops. Thanks, Nicola. I live also in Costa Rica, but I'm like kind of all over the place these days. I've been here for like 4 years. But at some point I also lived in Canada. That's where I was born. That's where my mom is. Yeah. Am I last, or should I pass it to? Should I shoot pop line, Suga?
Who's
Sorry, I
top line?
said two people.
Okay, I can go. So my name is Pauline, and I'm based in Paris, and I come from Paris. But I traveled a little bit in my life, like in Senegal, for example, and yeah, and a lot of countries also. And I pass it on Suga.
Oh, yes, I already went, but it's a good moment to say that it's Suga, and actually I live very close to Paris, but I'm American. But so I already went. But that's the added information for people who are late. So I'll pass it to Corey.
Hi, sorry, I had to join a little bit late. What are you passing to me exactly?
Where do you come from, and where do you live now?
Sorry.
Okay. Where do I come from? I'm from South Florida, born and raised in the tropics. But I live now in Berlin, and actually I'm first generation American. My family's German.
Ah, I had no idea that there were other Berliners here except Melody.
Yeah, I've been in Berlin for 6 years, actually. What about you?
I used to live in Berlin for a long time.
Me too.
I've now been living in Munich for 12 years, something like that. Who else was in Berlin? Suga? Was that you? Yeah, best city ever. Munich is so boring and clean.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it here, actually.
Cool. So I think neither Melody nor Claire are here today. And I said, hey, I don't work for Giveth every day, so I'm not fully in the loop, so I cannot really run this meeting. And they said, you don't have to, it's not that formal. Just present an agenda or just ask people to compile an agenda together with you. So Claire wrote a draft for an agenda. So I'd love to, as a first step, go with you together through the agenda and see what else we might want to have on the list for today. Okay. So can you see this? Yeah, that's what she wrote. So I can give a few updates around the strategy session if anything's left unsaid after last week's community call. Then communications. Does anyone want to give any updates on communications?
There was an item. Yeah, like there was an item that was posted on the forum.
There was a suggestion from Claire to talk about comms and connect work group and how they connect, and whether there's a forum post from her. And then Ahmad, you had a agenda item today around partnering with organizations, giving what we can in QRF, right? And then project onboarding course, project survey, token log vote. So if any of you have something concrete to talk about these topics, we can put it in there. I know that these are items to talk about eventually, a token log, for example, but I'm not sure if we have sort of concrete suggestion to talk about today. So Gitcoin Commons prize outreach, yeah, that's a good one. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think those are the main things.
If not, we'll start with that. Okay. Cool.
Hey, Rainer, can you hear Ahmad when
he talks? I'll give a bit of an update. Who of you have not been to the community call last week?
Maybe he can't hear any of us, maybe.
He can't hear anybody, yeah. I'm just going to DM
All
him.
of you have been, right? Okay. So, can you all hear me?
You can't hear us.
What happened?
Check your DMs.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Do you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you can't hear us. This is really funny.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? You.
I can't hear you anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Leave. I wonder if I could kick him out.
Okay. I don't know what's wrong here.
Come back.
All my settings are fine.
Oh, good. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, I'm going to kick him out.
So I'll disconnect and come back. Sorry, I don't know what
There
else to
we
do.
go.
Cool.
That was exciting.
Katabi, welcome.
Thank you. Do you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I hear you very loud. I'm trying to find my like the manage the volume. Happy to be here. GM everyone.
Over here.
Hi there.
Hey, can you hear us
Right
now?
here.
I can hear you now. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
For
Yeah, sometimes Discord acts weird.
something.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So it seems you have been trying to stop me or say something and I didn't hear.
Yeah, it's all good.
So please repeat. I'm very sorry. I don't know what happened here.
It's all
It
good.
was pretty stable usually.
Yeah, so I was just going to say one of the first things that we talked about earlier, and there's a forum post about it, is to move this meeting to be on the same day as the comms meeting. So either right before or right after, just to make it a bit easier for people to attend both of them. So yeah, I just wanted to check with the group here. Is that something that you're open to?
Well, Ahmad, I understood it a little bit differently. Actually,
Well, now I can't
it
hear
was
you properly. You're getting
the two working groups.
Am I the only one
You
who
can-
cannot hear Suga?
No, it's cutting off for me too.
Cutting out a lot.
Okay, watch a
I
video,
can hear
maybe
you
the
like
bandwidth is
sometimes.
there.
If it shouldn't be, groups are combined. The first step is to just try. I'll turn off my video. That might
Suga,
help.
I'm not sure if it's your connection, but
Okay, see ya.
We're having bad luck today with Discord.
okay.
Yeah, it's a weird day. So, Ma, you were proposing to change this call time to Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't me. It was something that Claire brought up. Is it might be easier if we combined what we're doing here with the comms meeting. So yeah, I mean, she was suggesting like to combine them both into a single meeting, but I think it would make maybe more sense if we maybe had both meetings back to back or at least close to each other.
I think there are various versions of this idea floating around, and I think the forum post was even more drastic. I just saw this like an hour ago. That Claire is essentially suggesting to merge the groups, but I'm not sure if that's as far as she really wanted to go. I think Suga, this is what you wanted to say, as far as I understood. That her suggestion is a lot more comprehensive than just combining meetings.
Right. And in fact, I'm not sure that we want to have a 2-hour long meeting, really. What do y'all think? What do you think, Lauren?
I mean, I think that, well, there's a lot of overlap or some overlap between like what this working group is working on and some of the things that we're working in comms. I don't think combining the calls into just one I don't know. You know, I think that it would be really valuable if people who are part of this working group but otherwise not like as integrated in the rest of the ecosystem also came to at least the comms calls, so we're to get a little bit of a better idea of our targeted messaging and like, yeah, I don't know, just like the things we're saying, the things that we're working on. I think comms covers a lot more than just like project and donor outreach. It's also like internal comms, development announcements, like how do we communicate this new product? And there's a lot of like pieces that aren't at all related to like the 101 level focus that I think this working group is working on. So I think it makes sense to have like the calls separately. I mean, we could try to move them closer together, but I would really not want to move this call to before or after the comms call, because it's like we have the DAP development call, the Give Economy research call, and the comms call, and I'm already like super overwhelmed from leading all those calls, and I will just like be mean the whole meeting because I'll get grumpy. But but I think we could potentially move this call to Tuesday to create a little bit more overlap. But at the very least, I think we should have like, it would be great if like Claire or Melody or Rainer, you could come to our comms calls. And then like we share also the Giveth planning board, and I think there can be like better, like I think maybe we could also have like better overlap between the way the issues like are created and completed, because like we have a good flow with the comms team. It's like we're like, okay, create this guide for projects or something, then somebody writes a draft, they post a link to a Google Doc, they tag 3 people, 2 of those people review it, and then we publish it. And I think that there's like a little bit more like there's like a little less coordination or like direct kind of like flow in process on some of the issues that kind of move into the Connect working group. So I think like we could, I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think that like I could do more to like help kind of keep those issues on track for the Connect working group, but also it would be valuable to have people from the Connect working group get more of a clear idea of what we're working on in the comms side.
How many people join the comms calls usually?
Well, it's definitely Ahmad and me and Suga, and now it's going to be Corey who's going to be taking over Giveth Comms lead, hopefully, and Katabi's often there. Ashley's almost always there, except when she was on vacation, and then we have Elizabeth who comes in and out, and Sim who's there really consistently as well, and then Jessie's there. She's been recording. Similar group to this group. Yeah, a little bit broader, and we don't have like Rainer, Melody, Claire, you guys, and Nicola. We don't see you often either there.
Yeah. I've never been there, I admit. Yeah. So I'm wondering if one piece of the puzzle could be that we try to separate topics a little bit more, because I see that the topics of the Connect group have been quite in flux. And when it started with how do we connect to the normal nonprofit world, and then it was like, okay, which part of the nonprofit world is actually interesting for Giveth, or for whom Giveth is interesting here? And then we went into strategy, who to reach out to, and then who to talk to, the parts of the nonprofit ecosystem that we want to talk to, and then we were in comms territory, right? And so I was wondering, maybe we could say something like, on these Tuesday calls, we talk about all the Connect working group stuff except the comms related stuff, which we sort of get to your comms call on Thursdays. Because the comms piece is a part of the Connect group, but there's a lot more than just that. I'm just wondering, right? Is there a way to do this so the comms stuff gets discussed in the comms calls, and we talk about everything else here that's related to Connect?
I mean, we could definitely do that. But it's like, I mean, looking at the agenda, I'm not really sure. Like, so what are the things that the Connect working group has to work on in this particular meeting that's not related to comms?
So, I mean, there is one piece that is more around partnerships, I would say. So do we reach out to networks of funders and projects in the nonprofit world that then sort of institutionally can connect with Giveth? For example, reaching out to the Comms Prize, or connecting to impact investor networks. In a way, it's communication, right? But it's not communication to the general public via Twitter. It's more like partnership discussions.
Can I just interrupt for a second? So the confusion is not, I think, just in the dividing of the roles, but what Lauren was saying, and I know that a lot of the comms, well, maybe pretty much all the comms people seem to be coming to Connect pretty much all the time, like me and Ahmad, Lauren, Katabi, Jess. And so something like the Comms Prize outreach, the Gitcoin outreach, these are issues that popped up in comms, and it starts. I understand what Claire is saying, because then it starts to seem where we lose some traction if we then have to kind of rediscuss the same topic in both places, and then it gets a little bit lost, like who's sending out the messages or who's doing the footwork. So I don't know if it's just a question of like what to talk about or not to talk about, but what Lauren said, making sure or also what I said, making sure everybody's on the same page, so that the issues, who is doing the issues, becomes more clear. Because no matter what, the topics are always going to overlap, right? Go ahead, Nicola.
Thank you. I am just seeing and intuitively feeling that maybe the best place to start is really for one of the stewards come to the comms call and to map the terrain first, and then based on that, what you will find where friction can be, or where more co-creation, co-working can be, then you can take next steps. But to me, it really sounds like the best place to start is just one of you come to join the call and see what's going to come out of it. Because then, step by step, maybe the merge can be in the future somehow possible, but it feels also that the Connect group is very fresh and new, and in my opinion, it is very helpful what you're doing to start with yourself first, because you two are having a learning the deeper understanding of everything, right? The dynamics. So that would be my suggestion.
I think that's a very reasonable suggestion, right? Otherwise, we jump to conclusions and merge two groups without having spent enough time to really understand. Is there enough substance on both sides to have two groups, or I think it takes a bit of time to actually understand that better. Now, is the comms call? Was there a process of planning to move it anyway somewhere else, or is it good where it is right now?
No, it's good where it
It's
is.
good where it is, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think there is a bit of an issue. I'm not sure how strong that factor was, that it's European late evening. Let me see. Oh no, it's same time, right?
No, it's it starts 2 hours,
2 hours later
after this call starts.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, exactly. That's 7 p.m. Europe, which for people who have children, and I have children, and Melody has children, and Claire has children, it's really difficult. So this is family time, and so I think this is a bit of a dilemma. If it was a bit earlier, there would be a chance that we could do it. But with 7 p.m., it's really difficult.
One thing I can add in there is, like, I realized it is that also connecting with like local communities here, they tend to do all of their events on Wednesday and Thursday evenings. It's not a big deal, but doing late meetings in Europe is a little bit better on Mondays and Tuesdays for that reason.
I'm happy to, like, I can make a poll with the doodle or whatever with the comms team and see if people are willing to change the time. I would be okay with changing it to Tuesday, and we could even very feasibly move it to like the hour after this call, like at my 10 a.m. or your guys's. I think probably it would be 6 p.m. That would be cool. Like, but I'll make a doodle and get like some kind of like consensus from the comms call, because just we need to make sure that everybody who's actively in that team could come. But I'm happy to do that anyway. Wednesday's really crazy meetings day, so break it up.
I mean, that
I'll
would
be okay with that too, by the way.
You'd be okay with that?
Same.
Okay. I mean, this would create a 2-hour stretch, right? Of first connect and then comms, which is fine for me for a certain time, I guess, or for everyone for a certain time. But I just wanted to say that's the situation we'd create. But I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
The other option, if you need other options, is you can do it later, even like 9 p.m. European time or so. Then kids are in bed. That's another.
No. I have kids, and that's a lot
even
worse
later
for me.
I'm like 2 hours ahead of you guys.
Ah, yeah, I see. Okay. Well, maybe then 6 p.m. on Tuesdays is the sweet spot. Yeah.
I mean, they're all terrible, so I'll take. I mean, I just work around it because it's important.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
same
make
for
it
me.
work.
I mean, everything after 4 p.m. is a real stretch for me because then the kids are home and I have to sort of muddle through.
Yeah.
But what's the earliest that you can do, Lauren, in your time zones? Just in theory for me to understand.
Yeah, 8 a.m. is my earliest willing to do a call time.
Which is, are you 6 hours?
Yeah, so I think it would be your 4 p.m.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, then let's aim for 6 p.m. CET, 10 a.m. your time.
Yeah, I just messaged Karina. Maybe Karina, you'd be down potentially to help make a doodle and like kind of get some feedback from people.
Sure.
I'll message you like more details on like who to make sure to involve. But yeah, I think that would be fine, and it would be great to have more of you guys be able to come to that call.
Thanks for trying to be flexible. I know this is always, difficult when you have so many other people. Thanks for that.
I think that's a great solution, not to drag it out, but that's a real great solution, is just simply, for starters, to just have more folks in both calls. That's all. We don't have to like merge or do anything official.
Yeah. So someone added the agenda item, Gitcoin Commons Prize Project Outreach and Onboarding. That is exactly one of these cases, right? Where we could ask, should we discuss this even here, or should we just say, let's do that in the comms call tomorrow?
Well, I think this issue came out of comms, but it's really more of like a Connect working group kind of issue, because it's like, I mean, like we created a draft, like let's say this to projects thing, but the idea is like to reach out to awesome projects that we already know about and then tell them about Giveth and then like help support them in like onboarding onto the platform. And I think it would be great to have support from the Connect working group in this, like just both to reach a broader like amount of cool projects, and then also to make sure that we're like reaching out to projects that would be really good for the platform. So Suga started on this, and Katavi's supporting on it as well, but I'd love to just kind of like, I mean, at least like the Commons Prize, there's not that many of them, so I think we should kind of like bring them on soon. But anyway, it came out of comms, but I think it's more of like a Connect working group issue, and that's why I wanted to bring it here.
Okay. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to say that the I don't have the issue right now. Oh no, I do have it. It's the 687 on GitHub. I proposed the messaging. Also, Lauren suggested another messaging. There are a few edits to be made there, but I am willing to take all of those if you want. But if someone else wants to pitch in, because we also have the ones from the Gitcoin grants. So 38 sounds very possible for me to do by myself. But yeah, if you want to pitch in something about the messaging, that's the issue, and please do. I am taking everything into consideration, and I am willing to do it today. I'm planning to do it today. I am planning to do it today.
Woohoo!
Great, thank you.
Great, Kotabe. Yeah, I sent you some stuff today, and I think you're amazing. So, check it out. That's all I have to say.
Lauren, is there anything from your side that would need to be discussed or decided around this still?
No, I think I just like to give general kind of like more context. Like I think the purpose is to be like, hey, we thought your project was really cool, and Giveth could be a great way for you to raise additional funds, like kind of that messaging, and then also make sure to hit the key points of Giveth, like 0 fees, rewards for donors, no intermediaries, easy to create a project, and there's a little draft email template that I don't think should be used exactly cut and paste for every message, but could serve as a guide.
Yeah.
663.
Okay. So this is not directly about Gitcoin and Commons Prize. It's more like please use the template that we created for that purpose for your general outreach, if possible. Right? Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for drafting it. I think it's very useful. By the way, I watched the Donor 101 series. Fantastic.
Yes.
Talk about outreach. It's really useful. Just the way it's done. It's very simple, very clear. So thanks so much. This is really helpful.
Yeah, that was great, Ahmad. Just a little bit more about this, the outreach thing. Just to say that for everybody here, it would be super duper helpful if you could check out issue 622. And if anybody needs help with that, I'm not sure how familiar you are, Corey or Pauline, but that's the issue where 1,000 million years ago I started trying to compile these grants from Gitcoin, and there's a spreadsheet in there that everybody is welcome and requested to kind of help out if you can, which is to say that you just go to the Gitcoin grants web page, which probably the link is in there too, but it's super easy to find. And we're just trying to collect, I think there's like 2,000 projects on there. And so I'm trying to get some help going through the alphabet of all of those grants, just so we can kind of get them on that list. And then meanwhile, Lauren, so now that we're here chatting about it, and Kotabe's ready to send out his, I'm going to start sending them out too, because I haven't done that yet. Claire was asking, when should we send them? And you're like, now, woohoo! So, now's the time I can get started on that, or anybody can get started on that. I think I'll get started on that. Maybe I could chat again with you, Lauren, about it. But everybody, it would be awesome to have the Connect people helping, because the more people who are just putting in just a teeny bit of time, if you have it, because the list is so gigantic, I can't do it myself. And I get kind of bogged down on that grant list. So if that makes sense to everybody, the idea is just that you put their name and their Twitter handle, and that's kind of all you need to put, just so we can look at. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. You get the idea.
Can I get a little more navigation on which board I can find this issue? Is it in a planning?
Oh, right. So, Nicola, are you on the Giveth planning board on ZenHub? And the issue number is 622. You can search by that number. And the link to the spreadsheet is down there. And also I re-linked the letter, but that's not really relevant. I pretty regularly re-link documents in these issues that start to get really long, just so you can scroll back a little bit and you'll find it.
Suga, so I have a question. So the next step in this would be to send DMs to the people on Twitter?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But that's part of the next step. But the first step is totally not done. The list is not done. So it would just be a matter of my suggestion. The best way to do it, because this is a collective spreadsheet, obviously, that you just pick a letter of the alphabet and start sticking them in there with whatever letter you pick. Is probably the simplest way to do that.
Okay. Anything else on that topic? I'm noting it down here on the agenda so that Claire and Melody will know.
Sorry, I might have an easier way that might be able to save us time. Because I think Gitcoin has a API, and we may be able to pull in the project name and the Twitter handle from the API.
Yes.
And that would just take a few minutes. but I'll have to double check what's available in the API.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, but I can take that on as an issue.
Okay, great. So thank.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else around the outreach subjects? If not, Ahmad, let's go ahead with your partnering with organizations topic.
Yeah, that one, I don't think I have much to say to this group here. It's more for Melody and Claire. So yeah, I mean, it's basically just to reach out to those two organizations that I listed. Yeah, like there's not honestly much to say here.
Okay. So you discuss it with them directly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that comes to your mind for this week?
Yeah, on the board, there were a few more things. One of them was, we talked about this, I think in the brainstorming session about making a way for people to suggest projects that they would want to have listed on Giveth.
Yeah.
So either have like a token log that people can vote on, or have a survey that people can say if they want to have a project listed. And then we can also go to potential people that are already donating on the platform, and like send them that survey and like ask them, you know, like what project would you want to have listed on our platform that's not listed already? Yeah.
Okay. So one suggestion was to use token log for that. You know, I'd love to understand a bit more. If we ask donors about their favorite projects, I think that makes sense because they are typically token holders, right? Because they got givebacks. When we ask other people outside, or when we want to have more information from maybe other projects or philanthropy networks out there or something like that, I think token log has limited application here because they don't have anything to vote with. So I think we would need to use different instruments for different audiences here. So I mean, I can't judge it from the technical perspective. Would it make sense to do a project survey for donors with token log?
Yeah, I think using token log is a really awesome idea because like our donors who get givebacks get give tokens, and then we'll be able to have voting power. And the other cool thing about token log is that it gives demand also for the give token, which is like good for the whole economy. And like anyone could get the give token as well by like just like trading to get some give tokens on the open market, which is like also really good for the economy. I think it's a really good thing, and it's like at least as far as like crypto donors go, it's not too hard to get give in order to use it. And I don't think it's that hard to set up. Like we could talk to Griff. I'm not exactly sure who uses it, but the Commons stack uses it for a lot of things, in the TEC for voting. Like they used it for the Commons Prize voting to choose that like the top project for the Commons Prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a bug or a feature that donors that have a lot of give have more power to vote for certain projects that they want to recommend? Because in theory, that shouldn't factor in, right?
Yeah, I think it's a feature. You know, it's like the people who have the the most have the most give to give also have the most say in which projects get on there, and then because they're likely to also be the bigger donors, right?
It's a bit like an external version of give power, essentially, right?
Yeah,
Curating
yeah.
who comes in next, right?
Yeah, exactly, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think maybe like the survey could be like what projects would eventually go on the token log. So like the survey is like, do you have a project that you would want to nominate? And then once it's nominated, then it goes on the token log, maybe.
Are you thinking about a sort of two-stage process? First, we do a survey, and then there's a token log?
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise, how would we know what to put on token log to even vote for?
The question is, shouldn't we accept all recommendations from donors, period? Why would we need another voting step in between? If they recommend us 100 more projects, then we take on or reach out to these 100 more projects.
I think it's more like a bandwidth issue since we don't have the bandwidth to onboard thousands of projects. So we need to choose the ones that make sense, I think.
So the hypothesis would be we narrow it down to 10, 12, 15 top projects recommended by donors. And with these, we are willing to do more handholding to actually get them on board.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good approach.
Yeah, I also, I don't know, maybe this was what Rainer was thinking, but like if we have it open and people just like without making the first what's the word here, survey or the first type form, but if we have it open and people can just like put the project that they want, I think, you know, kind of like everything will take care of itself, and we can start hand holding like as we have the bandwidth, and you know, I don't know. I also believe that maybe we can skip that step.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it depends. Like, does token log let anyone just nominate a project, or do they need to be like an admin? I'm not sure.
You just need to like, I think, create a GitHub issue, and then like in the particular repo. So I think you would need to have the power to create a GitHub issue in that repo. But what we could do, and what Ashley did before, is like set up a type form where whenever somebody inputs something in the type form, it creates a GitHub issue. Oh, hey, Ashley, just talking about you. Yeah, so, okay, but anyway, not to bombard you. We were just talking about token logging. But yeah, I think you can set up a type form so that somebody inputs the project. They're like, I love this project, which automatically creates the GitHub issue. And then all the GitHub issues in that particular repo will be on the list for token log, and people could vote for them. So then we can kind of make it open to like anyone who wants to nominate projects.
How hard is that to do? Because that sounds like, you know,
it sounds complicated, but I think it's not that hard. Ashley, you did that before, setting up the type form to create GitHub issues with the support forms, right? How hard was that to set up?
It's super easy. You just set it up through Zapier. It's the thing is our account in Zapier only allows us so many tasks, so we might have to upgrade our account.
So we have Typeform, Zapier, GitHub, token log.
Yeah, but like from the user perspective, it's like you just look at the list on token log and then you click on it and it shows more information. So it's, from the user perspective, it's less complicated. It's just like on our side, we have to deal with a lot of things.
I mean, I guess this is a pilot, right? Maybe the result could be a more long-term, let's call it nomination infrastructure, so that we just can accept nominations for projects to handhold sort of more permanently. But we can try. Who could take care of this? Who's technically able to set this up?
I'll ask Griff about token log and like what we really need to do to set it up. I don't think I really want to carry this and champion it, but I will like start. I will ask the question of what's required, and then can empower anybody else to make sure it gets done.
Okay, feel free to get back to me then.
Great. Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, I could try to come at it from the other direction too with the form. Do you already have the questions that will go into the form or the information that we're collecting? So it's the projects that will be filling out this form, or?
No, it's basically a donor survey, and there's basically only one question, which is something like which project would you recommend should go on Giveth next, something like that.
Oh, okay, well that's really easy. So I think I could help you with that, with the form part.
Sounds good. I'm gonna create.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'll create an issue in GitHub and I will assign myself and Ashley for now with just like the kind of steps, and then tag also you, Ahmad, and Rainer, and anybody else who wants to be involved. You can let me know.
You can tag me.
Okay. How do we handle this?
I do believe that we can skip. Sorry, Rainer. Just before switching topic, I'm right now on token log on TEC, and I can create a new issue right there. So I mean, I think donors can create as many issues as they want. in token. Oh, it does take me to GitHub, but I don't know. I think. Sorry. Okay, let me check this a little bit more, and then I'll get back to you.
Okay. I mean, if we can simplify this chain of 4 different systems, that would be good, of course, right? What I was wanted to say is this covers the donor survey. I was wondering, if we have certain communities where we want to run more surveys around, for example, philanthropy networks or or project networks or something like that, and we want to put out some kind of type form that allows us to just run a little survey about who would you recommend or which projects would you recommend should go on Giveth next. Do we need an extra infrastructure for that too, or would we do that sort of by hand, just asking them through emails or stuff?
I mean, I was thinking about like what are questions that would be relevant. So, for example, it would be what projects are you currently donating to with crypto, and then how much are you currently donating to those projects? So, like basically seeing people that are already in crypto, what are they donating to that we're not listing that they would donate if it was on Giveth?
Is that a suggestion for the donor survey or for other surveys outside of that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be for the this donor one, but we were thinking of doing more outreach to donors, and I think also this ties with what Yas is doing as well, because she's reaching out to people for fundraising, and then what she could do in that process is also ask people if they're donating to other projects also, like while she's looking for fundraising. So that could also be like a survey that she also does as well. So I think, yeah, I mean, we probably should have a type form for people that are not involved with us at all. And the token log is for people that are already, donating on Giveth and they like want to nominate projects, I think.
Okay. So I'm wondering, for the token log version, we need a bit of, thinking from Lauren and Ashley how to get this done. With the other version that does not go to donors, we could just set it up directly, right? The type form. There's no technical difficulty there. Who has or who owns the credentials for the Giveth type form account? I guess there is one, right?
Yeah, Ahmad has access, and
Yeah,
Ashley,
Okay, Ahmad, should the two of us talk about this?
Yeah, sure. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
The one thing I would like to just mention is with emails and stuff, we should be strategic about the number of emails we're sending to people with surveys. So if we can tie surveys into other emails that are already going out, that's definitely more effective. Or maybe in the newsletter, is there a way that people can interact in the newsletter where we can put a question in there and they can answer it?
Yeah, I mean, on the newsletter, they could respond to the email, or we could link a survey in the newsletter. I mean, that's possible.
I mean, we could create one type form for project nomination in general,
Yeah.
and then use that as a link in the newsletter. And if we have sort of targeted audiences, for example, when I want to write to 10 or 20 philanthropists, then I can use the same link, and I
Yeah.
can easily see, who wrote back. But you're right, of course, we shouldn't just send out different emails to the same people. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you would like to discuss today? If not, we have 10 more minutes before each of you probably has to go to another call, right?
I did have two more things. I mean, I don't want to hijack the conversation, but there's a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about. One of them is I was thinking we should start a project onboarding course that we talked about earlier. So I think that's like the next thing that we can think about. So just talking about like how projects can get verified, how can they offboard funds, and like gear it more towards projects. So like that could be one that we can work on next.
I mean, it could be something like the same kind of video series that just been created for the donors. Could be exactly the
Yeah.
same style, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Was the donor course created in the comms team or comms group? Who was?
Yeah. Yeah, it
responsible?
was more in the comms team. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly one of these questions where, should we sort of hand this over to comms?
Well, what happened before was that it was part of the comms team, and then we created a separate call for it, and then that separate call became this call. So we're actually like in the original improving project onboarding call right now.
Okay, we're running full circle. I see. Yeah. Okay. 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 So, is there is there an issue that's been created for this already, so that we could see who?
Yeah, not yet. I think we should make like a proper issue for it, and then list all of the videos like we did for the donor course, and then start working on it.
Yeah. Then we also, I think we get a better feel of capacity, because I think that takes quite a bit of time. I don't know, Lauren, Ashley, what would you estimate? How long did it take you to create the donor course? How many, I don't know, days, hours, whatever?
I mean, Ahmad, it's like Ahmad was like really championing doing most of the work there. And oh God, it took a really long time, we started talking about it a long time ago, but it's like, it took a long time, but because we weren't doing it the whole time, it was like, we recorded some videos, and then, I mean, I was slow to record the ones I was supposed to do, and then Ahmad was editing them, and like, it was like, we kind of like took a longer time with the process. I don't know how quickly we could do it if we were like really focused on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we started in the beginning of March, I think.
Yeah, in one of
Stuff
the
in there.
videos, I saw Gitcoin round 6 or so, and I was like, oh wow, okay, so they must have started really early with these videos.
But I thought that was extremely fast, because I think Ahmad was working his butt off on that. So I think March till now for that is amazing. Like that's really fast. That's to me fast.
Okay, but let's start by creating an issue. Ahmad, could you create an issue? That would be fantastic.
Yeah, sure. I'll just there's a spreadsheet that we made with the video, so maybe I'll start with that, and then people can comment on that, and then if everybody is fine with the topics, then we can turn them into issues.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Cool.
Thanks for bringing all these topics. I think this is really getting us forward. Thanks so much. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I think it would be great to. Well, I mean, we had planned to send an email to the projects that have raised more capital, but I think that was a bit contested. I don't know if like having that talk in the meeting is the best way to go. I think that rather asynchronous can be the best way to go. But on that issue, there's been a lot of comments and kind of like not consensus on what is the best messaging. So let me tell you which issue is. Let's see. I have it open.
Yeah, it would be great to give us the number. I'm not really familiar with the topic.
Yeah, 1 sec.
FYI, everyone here, while we're waiting, I already posted a doodle in the communications channel, so please give us your input. Thank you.
Ah, great, thank you. You find it, Katabi?
Not yet, sorry. If not, I can just tag some of you on Discord with the issue or with a link, so that we can get more collective intelligence and decide on which way to go.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Okay, great, thanks.
Anything else from your side? Okay. Otherwise, see you next week or tomorrow in the comms call. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Have a great
Rainer.
day.
Yeah, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a good
Rainer.
one.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
take care.
Bye-bye.